Hello! With weaving we're going to be starting at the end. It sounds a bit cockeyed, but it's kind of like a journey that you take when you're driving somewhere. You need to know your destination in order to be able to plan your route. And with weaving it's exactly the same. We need to know what we're going to end with to work out how we're going to do the stages in between. For example, you could decide you want to do a scarf or a greetings card. I'm going to do a table runner on my loom here. And here's the loom that we're going to use. It's a 4-shaft table loom. This one's actually got little pedals, which makes it much more funky. And we're going to be using this to get to the stage from the cone, which is these yarns I'm going to use, all the way through to the finished article, which of course I haven't got yet. I'm coming over to the warping frame here because I'm now wanting to create my warp. Here's the yarn that you saw me with just now, and my calculations have led me to realise that I need 34 ends of this yarn, that's individual strands of this yarn, in each inch. And I want my runner to be about 6 inches, just a bit less than 6 inches wide. Now, I need to prepare that on this frame. And this frame is very simply made, as you can see here. It's got wooden dowels. My husband and I put it together, so it's not rocket science. And this is how you actually make your warp. My warp is going to be 75 inches long because I want to do 4 different aspects of the table runner, 4 different samples, and see what I like the best. So I'm starting off with a simple slip knot. I like slip knots. Nothing seems too final if you've used a slip knot. And I'm putting in the cross that I showed you earlier. I know that 75 inches takes me to this bottom dowel, and that's the length I want. So up here is where I'm putting in the cross. Each thread crisscrossing the one before. So that goes on all the time. But I'm also going to be adding what's called a raddle cross. Now, a raddle is something that I'll be using in the next stage, and it's divided up into half-inch blocks. So I need to make sure that my 34 ends per inch is divided into half, so half inch each. So that's 17, is that right? Yes, 17 ends per half-inch block. So I've now got to do a little bit of counting, and as any musician can tell you, it's not actually the playing of the notes that's the problem, it's the counting. So I've got to count up to 17, so bear with me for a minute. Right, so I've finished now. What I'm doing is tying a bow from the last strand to the first strand so that it forms one continuous loop. And in the next video I'm going to show you how I secure the warp, we're going to take it to the loom, and then we're going to beam the loom.